What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of KaneSaid. And I'm your host, Kane Bradfield. Y'all know my slogan. The fame is free, but the grind costs, baby. Listen, I got a real life dog in the house, man. How you doing, man?
Good, how about you?
Man, chillin', man. Come on, man. Let the people know who you are, baby.
I'm Keiondre Jones, former Cavalier, former Auburn Tiger. I will be taking my talents down to Tallahassee for Florida State this year, but homegrown LaGrange boy, so y'all might know who I am, y'all might not, but I'm glad to meet y'all.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. For sure, for sure. Yo, first of all, man, thank you for coming.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you heck, man. You know, we've been trying to do this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? We finally got it done. Now we're going to talk a little bit, man. So, big dog, listen, man, let's go back for a minute. Let's go back, man, talk about, you know what I'm saying? If somebody asks, who is Keiondre Jones? Give me that.
Well, I try to make it where it's, I tell people all the time, the biggest compliment that somebody can give me is that your mom raised you right.
Okay.
That's probably the biggest compliment
Yes,
you can
sir.
give me. So I prefer it to be, I want to try to shape it where it's, KJ's a good dude. KJ take care of his business. He is where he said he gonna be at.
Yeah.
He tell you he gonna be somewhere. Like I said, he gonna be there. He gonna give you what he got when he get there. That kind of thing.
I got it.
That's an accountable person you can count on. That kind of thing. So really dependable, and I'm as loyal to you as you are to me. That kind of thing too.
I love it. I love it.
Definitely so.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
So, big dog, let's go back a little more, man. You know what I mean? Talk about you starting. You know what I'm saying? How did you fall in love with football?
It was kind of y'all. Well, no, I ain't gonna say I loved it back then. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know back then,
I mean, no.
y'all kind of came and got me. You knew my dad, and you like, I know you're a big boy, and mom was like, we're gonna get you busy. So really didn't want to be out there.
Yeah.
Everybody who know me know I didn't want to be out there too long. And
Yeah.
I think when I really fell in love with it though was probably about my 7th grade year.
Okay.
Going into 8th grade, with my older cousins, Matt Hollis, we used to go work out. It was a 24-hour gym down the road going towards Callaway High School. We used to go out and work out there all the time.
Yeah.
Going into my 8th grade year, and that's when I really lost my baby fat for the most part and kind of slimmed down and really started learning. He taught me how to really, and you did too, but he both taught me how to really work.
Wait, it was different ages
Yeah,
then.
it was different ages, big ages.
You know what I'm saying?
He taught me how to work again, that kind of thing. And once I really realized that, like, him and Coach Woodard kind of put that in my head that, like, you realize that you can take this somewhere for real.
Yep.
And from that point on, because even then, it was still kind of this is what football can do for me, so I'm just kind of doing it. And then you get there, and like I say 10th grade, 11th grade year, we didn't have a good year. And it was just like, nah. And ever since then, it just kind of, I say we didn't have a good year. For Callaway football, we didn't have a good year.
Right.
And we lost like 3 or 4 games that year, which is, I guess, not a bad season, but to us, that
But
was
still,
terrible.
yeah.
So I kind of got in, and you go back and you look down after you're going to your senior year, and you're like, I'm not going to go out like that. I'm not going to go out bad again like that.
Right.
That was one of the biggest things for me that kind of made me wild. That's when I always have loved football. That's when I started to love the work, though.
Okay.
When I loved what came along with it, and not just being the best player on the field, understanding that I had to do a little bit extra, even though I was bigger and for the most part stronger than everybody. Them boys who went down there, I remember it like it was yesterday. Brooks kind of beat us. I think it was 33-0, bad. Didn't cross the 50. It was real bad.
Dang.
Little boy down there, I don't even know where he went to school at. Beat me like a drum the whole night. Yeah, Mama tell you about it. I came over to her crying, like, don't cry.
she don't want to hear that.
You don't
she don't want to hear that.
Don't cry. You did that to yourself, so.
Yeah. So look. I'm gonna go back, man. When you was playing youth ball, like I said, with the Knights, man. Big dog, man. I can remember, dog. Every time we went to a game, they wanted to see your birth certificate. Man, I'm talking about, dog. No matter where we went, they swear that you was a doggone teenager playing with the 8-year-olds, man. But like I said, even then. K. Jones, like I said, even though you say then you didn't love it, you know what I'm saying, but we saw something in you then.
Definitely.
You know, of course you had the size. So typically when people got the size, eventually they're going to grow into the other stuff. You know what I mean? And, man, big dog. I remember, big man, we used to hold you out to practice, pushing that sled.
It was bad. Out there crying.
Out there crying.
I remember that day I couldn't snap to save my life. I kept snapping over, and I'm out there, oh, man.
Man.
Out there at Granger Park, I'll never forget that. That was a rough one. That was probably the one I remember the most. And that one and the one me and you got to argue that time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to run.
I said, you got to run, man. You got to run. Big dog, yes, I remember that, though, man. So, but, hey, man, let's go to that timeline a little more. So, you know what I'm saying? So, once you finish, you know, the youth ball, you know what I'm saying? And first of all, man, I'm going to salute your mom, man, because she was dedicated to what you're doing right now. You know what I mean? And I saw that back then. I saw how she would, again, she was willing to do whatever it took you know what I mean, to get you where we need to go, man.
Still
Because
is,
it's still rocking. It's still rocking. But you know, I mean, let's talk about your timeline, man. So once you finish, you know what I'm saying, you know, playing youth ball, man, you did a middle school all-star game.
Yep.
Now tell me about, you know, man, if you remember, you know, how did that come about?
You talking about the Future Star game?
Yeah, no, ain't my Future Star game. The O-line one, the one you did in man, it was like an O-line. It was
Oh,
like
you talking about I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I can't remember how it came about, but I appreciate, even to this day, I still talk to them all the time.
Yeah.
They hit
Because
me
you
up.
traveled for that one.
Yeah. I went to, it was, I think, a Pace Academy Awards or something like that.
Man, I'm trying to think,
Oh,
man.
you talking about in North Carolina?
That's what
you
that
talking
one.
about the blue and red game?
Yes.
I do not remember how that game came about. I do not remember at all. That was my 8th grade year, I want to say.
Yep.
I don't remember at all, but that was probably one of the most. That was one of the times I was like, oh yeah, I like this.
Okay.
That was one time I really liked it. We was up in the hotel, me, Mama, and Granny, I think it was actually. Up there, just us. It was Thanksgiving break, I think. It was.
Yeah.
I remember that like it was yesterday. They took a lot of their time to be up there with me, and that was back when I wasn't even all at the football. They just wanted to be there,
right?
And that kind of thing. That was expensive and took a lot of money in their pockets that they really didn't have. That kind of thing. So even back then when I wasn't really appreciative of being there, they still was there. And
so,
like,
but I don't mean to break you, man. But when did you realize, like, yo, my mom and my granny is sacrificing right now? Like, you know what I mean? Because typically, man, when kids are young, dog, at that age, they think their mom, their parents are rich anyway. It's just the natural being of a young kid. But at one point, do you realize that, dang, my mom been sacrificing this whole time?
See, I think it was 2 times that I really like sat back and thought about it. I remember one time, I don't remember how old I was talking to mom about it the other day. I asked her for something in the store, and it was like a $5, $6 thing, like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And I asked her for it, and she was like, no. And I'm like, man, how you can't pay $5 for something?
Right.
And because it was a point in time where we had $25, $30 on Monday to last us through Friday.
I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
I'm sitting there like, how you can't? Everybody at school got this. His $5 bracelet. Everybody at school got this bracelet, and I can't get it.
Yeah.
And we get back to the car, and she just break down. I'm like, don't know why she crying that. She never even put it on me. She was just, I'm sorry, I can't get it. She never. And I got back to the room after that, and I was like, oh, like maybe she just actually couldn't get it. Like maybe she just didn't want to get it. Like it wasn't that she didn't want to get it. She just couldn't get it. That kind of thing. And then when my little cousin came around too, I think I had already knew she was sacrificing at that point, but I think that's when I understood exactly what she was like. That's when I was like, okay, now, like I knew she was doing it.
Yeah.
But once you get in it, and like I got my little cousin, and I'm trying to make sure they got everything they want and need, and make sure mom and them got everything they want and need. Now I can see like, oh, she really was like taking. Now I look back at it, mama was wearing the same 5, 6 outfits for 4 years, 3, 4 years going to work. So I could have a new pair of school shoes or get my hair cut, that kind of thing. So
that's sacrifice.
Yeah, that's real sacrifice.
That's
she didn't
sacrifice,
care.
man.
Mama would not take. She did not care. She didn't care. She didn't. Well, I don't think she. I don't know if she cared. She never voiced it to me that it was like a problem.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, like me, you know, and it's something you and I always talk about, man. Like there's some people who I knew. Again, I ain't know nothing about financially, but I just knew mom was in there for me. You know what I'm saying? I told you that. I said, boy, you know what I'm saying? You know, your mom and Trina, man, I can remember like, you know, clear as day. It just feel I had, man. So salute Aunt Trinice, man, for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because more parents.
I'm blessed.
You feel me?
I'm blessed.
Like for real, though. You're blessed, man. Like,
granted. Well, I got a whole support system. But them two right there, my mom and my granny. But I do got a lot more than that.
Right.
But them two right there, everybody know them. They gonna be straight for
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm good, they gonna always be good.
Man, and I love every bit of that, man. So okay, big guy. So you know what I mean. So now, you know, so your senior year of high school came up, man, and man, give me that, man.
Man, that was
because I was there at that game, dog.
Yeah, it was 2 games that year. We lost the troop. Well, it was 3 games. We lost the troop, but it was kind of like it was out of region. Like the game, it was a big game around the city, but it didn't really matter. I remember Coach Malzahn and everybody was there. It was a super hype game, sold out crowd, all that stuff. We lost to them pretty bad. I got sick that game. It was a long thing. But they beat us pretty good. That went thrashy the whole. I never forgot that. But then you go about. I was last week of the season. I want to say. No, I wasn't last week, but it was close to it. Go down to Heard County. They had just beat us the year before, and I'm like, yeah, we finna. They were not as talented as us.
Right.
Anybody on that team would tell you they were nowhere near talented. We had all the guys in the world, and we got down there, and Beasley, man, we couldn't stop him.
He
to
went
save our life.
crazy.
And the score, what was it, 10-13, something like
Man,
that?
I don't remember the exact score, but
It was something
dog.
like that. It was some super low, and we was running the ball. We couldn't pass the ball for real that game. I don't know what was going on. But they was running the ball. Really, it was an even game. It just happened to be that last play because he was getting 3-4 yards of carry and just running. But we only touched the ball like 45 times a game, 50 times a game. That's how they beat us, though. That's how everybody beat us because we had so many weapons on offense. We kept getting us the ball back. We was gonna break eventually. So that kind of thing. They figured it out. And Beasley was going crazy, and he was doing the thing. And then that back. Oh man, I can still.
Man, you remember that dog?
I can still see it.
I remember.
He couldn't do the ball nowhere else.
I'm talking about dog.
Nowhere else in the world he could do that ball, and that ball landed perfectly. I'm sitting there like he had to be out of bounds. Man, Emery was on the sideline over there. I'll never forget it. I'm like, wow. I was crying. I broke my helmet.
Man, I remember that dog. I remember. Man, listen, man. I remember, bro. You was hurt.
Oh yeah,
Mama
snatched me up after that game.
She snatched you up.
I tried to walk to the locker room. She's like, "Nah, you ain't doing that."
Yeah.
And I tried to walk straight to the locker room. She snatched me up right down the field. Like, nah, you finna go. Especially with them people I've been playing with my whole life.
Right.
And she was like, "This is the last time you finna go save. Like, you finna go do whatever." But yeah, she wasn't playing by that. She was okay that I was crying at that time. It was my senior year. She knows me well, but she was like, "You're not finna just walk on the
You
field.
finna go do that stuff."
Nah, you ain't finna do that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So okay, big guy. So now. You know what I'm saying? You get in a situation where you're beginning to make your decision, you know what I'm saying, about the next step for collegiate.
Yeah.
Man, give me that process, man. Give me that emotion of because a whole lot of school was chasing you down.
Yeah.
Like, give me that, man.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard at the beginning because I was torn through the decision of leaving Auburn because I love Auburn to death, man. I love the people there. I love my teammates and especially my two roommates, and I just love everybody there, everybody I play.
No. I'm talking about going.
I know. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm saying it was hard to leave them in the beginning.
I'm with
just
you.
because I was like, I don't want to. It was comfortable.
Yeah.
45 minutes away.
Yeah.
I know all these boys here. We got a new head coach and that kind of thing, but I just felt like I sat down. Mama told me to sit down and pray about it. I just felt like it was time to kind of move on. So I took that step and kind of took that leap of faith and entered the portal and. It just worked out for me.
Yeah.
It worked out for me. I got some big time schools hit me up, a lot of big time schools.
Right.
And I had to tell a lot of them that, and respectfully, obviously we both grown on that end, so I respectfully be like, I'm not gonna, whether it was too far or maybe too far north of that kind of thing. I was like, I had already kind of, and a lot of schools hit me up a little bit later that I had already narrowed my choices down, that kind of thing. And
okay.
So that was one of the toughest things, but it was one thing I got down to Tallahassee and just felt right, man. I got down there. I had already had a good relationship with the coaches and that kind of thing. So I went to a lot of different schools. I went to West Virginia, and West Virginia was great. All that was nice.
Right.
So we got there and we did our thing, and it just kind of felt like it
felt good.
Me and Mama sit at the table and was like, yeah, we're going to think this is it. So we called them. We went down there, went to UCF, which was hard, obviously, too. We got Coach Mazan, who was one of the first coaches to take a chance on me, and that was one of the ones I was like, okay, yeah. So I get down there, I love it. And it was just one of those things. I get back to the road, we get on the road, we talking. I don't know what it is. Just feel like I'm supposed to be down there in Tallahassee. So we go down there, and I called him Monday and told him I was going to come and that kind of thing. I think I announced Tuesday or something like that. So it's a pretty big deal, yeah.
Wow. So okay, now that part is behind you, man, where's your mindset at now?
I'm ready to go to work.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to work. It really ain't too much else because I didn't realize that I'm not a freshman coming in there. I'm not coming there to build nobody deaf. I'm not coming there to, and they got a hell of a good ball players there already, good offensive linemen there already, which is going to raise my standard too.
Yep.
So it ain't like I'm finna just walk in there and be like, you're the guy right now, I got to earn it.
You got to work for it.
That's what I like though. I like that because because me personally, if I get comfortable, I kind of slack off a little bit.
Okay.
Just knowing myself personally. So I like how I'm going to go in there. And I got to show them that I'm the
got to prove that thing.
Exactly. And that's what it is. That's how it should be. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about just new faces, new places, that kind of thing. And kind of getting to work and just seeing how it go from there. Because I bet on myself and just.
So let me tell you something, man. And I'll tell everybody this about you. You know, you one of the guys, man. No matter when it is, if you come into town, you gonna hit me up, Coach. Yo, can we get some work in?
Yeah.
So that says a lot about you. You know what I'm saying? So keep that same vibe, keep that same grind because that will separate the good from the great. I mean, you already know that. You know what I mean? That will separate the good from the great. But, apart from that, man, so what sets you apart, though? Apart from that work ethic, man, what else sets you apart as an old lineman?
I don't know. I feel like it's just it's the fact that I just cannot stand somebody being better than me or being able to say they're better than me. And that's why I kind of come with the work, and that's why I work the way I do, because especially like in this time period right now, everybody doing bowl practices. So even the boys at Florida State right now, they getting better right now, and I'm just kind of, we ain't got no bowl practice. Obviously we working, but it ain't the same.
It's
type
different.
Thing. But
it's a difference.
So it just put kind of like a chip on my shoulder where it's like, okay, they getting work in too, so I need to do something more than what they doing, that kind of thing. So it just go like that, man. I just kind of I can't stand. Like, the thing about me, winning, it is what it is. Like, you go back in Sunday after win, it don't matter no more. But if you lose, though,
oh my God,
if you lose, though, I winning is what it is, like I said, but I cannot stand losing.
Yeah.
I can't stand for the fact of a team for 365 days or a person for 300. If we win, obviously you like to win, but if a man get the best of me during the game, I'm still like, oh, we won, so I'm happy about the winning for the team, obviously, but he can say that he beat me all that kind of thing. That really ticks me off, so it's kind of, that's one of the things that really keep me going, to where I feel like I got to work harder, because I literally cannot stand the fact of thinking that somebody better than me. Well, I don't think they're better than me, but I know in their head they're better than me.
Right. So, earlier you mentioned transfer portal, man. You know what I mean? For a lot of people who don't understand the transfer portal or understand the process, give them the process of the transfer portal or how it works.
Yeah, so the way I did it, I tried to do everything kind of the right way. So I went in and told people that I was going to, compliance people that I was going to transfer, and submit the paperwork, and you got to wait like a certain amount of days, like, because during that time period when I submitted my paperwork, it was like you had to wait till December the 5th before schools contact you, that kind of thing, because you weren't really in the portal until the 5th, because like windows you can do it in now. So you enter the portal, and it's kind of one of those things where I was blessed to be in a situation where schools started hitting me up like automatic as soon as I entered the portal, and a lot of big schools and a lot of things like that. But it goes so many, people don't understand it goes the other way so many times. People get in there, it's like, dang. I've been in here for a week and ain't nobody text me yet.
So okay now. So I'm gonna stop it right there. So what exactly happens, man? Like, as soon as you get in that portal, what happened with your current team?
So some teams are different. Some teams some teams got kids in the portal right now that's practicing with them for their bowl weeks.
Really?
And some of them are like, don't come over here. It just depends on the situation. A lot of times depending on how you handle yourself, that kind of thing, and how the staff feel about you. If it's like a bad situation that you want you gone, well, you
gotta go. You gotta go.
So it just depends on the situation, people, coaches, programs, that kind of thing. But it's a lot of schools that are helping kids get to the new school and are helping and are allowing kids to still get their work in while they're in the portal and that kind of thing. So, which is a big deal.
Right. So, man, I read some other day, man. So apparently over 1,200 kids went to the portal, but only 200 something got picked up.
Exactly.
So okay, now man, I mean, again, your situation is different, man. So do you recommend people, the players, to get some guidance on before you jump in that portal? Because many people think once you jump in, the whole world chase you down.
Yeah.
But it's completely opposite of that, though, right?
Yeah, it depends on the situation. It's such a strategic thing you got to look at. It's so different for everybody else. Like I said, I was blessed to be in. I knew once I got in the portal, because I have a lot of film. I started in the SEC at the highest level of college football and that kind of thing. So I produced and that kind of thing. So I kind of knew that I was going to have some opportunities, whether they be big or small. Somebody was going to hit me up. So that wasn't necessarily a worry of mine. But some kids are doing it because they're not playing like the freshman year, sophomore year, and a lot of times it's on them. And some kids are doing it because they haven't played in 3 or 4 years, but it might not be on them. It might be the coaches don't like them, or they might have, like in my situation, I don't have 4 offensive line coaches, that kind of thing. So just kind of, they ain't stuck with them. People that recruited them ain't there. They kind of try to stick it out. So it's so different situation, and you can't really ask somebody to give you advice, because I can give you what my advice is, but it might not be your situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of the things you got to, if you're a believer, just kind of pray about it and sit down and really think it out before you do it, though. Because one thing about it, a lot of these schools are, because some schools are like I had the opportunity, I was blessed enough to have the opportunity to come back to Auburn even though I was in the portal. They kind of want me to come back. So a lot of schools aren't like that, though. A lot of schools, once you enter the portal, it's like, okay, you want to leave us, go. So you kind of on your own. So it just depends on the situation, the coaches, and like I said, really how you handle yourself and why you at that program too, that kind of thing. So it just depends, that kind of thing. So
So man, how important was stability? And Florida State stable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know in the last few years at Auburn, you had what, like 5, 6 O-line? 4 different O-line coaches?
4 years, yeah.
So how important was that stability to you, though?
It was huge. That's one of the biggest things. When people ask me what I was looking for, was a culture that's already set.
Yeah.
So I walk in there, I want to be help build it. I obviously want to build it, but I don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying? This is the end all be all right here kind of thing. And obviously coaching staff is going to be there. And I only got a year left. I'm only going to play probably about a year left, I'm hoping. But so that's kind of it's a different situation for me now because usually the coaches that are there right now are going to be there at least for the rest of the year.
Right.
That kind of thing. So it's a little bit different. If you had a couple more years, you might want to look into it a little bit more. Or because the thing is, it's only really, to be honest with you, only 3 or 4 programs in the whole country that got real stability. Because everybody else, if those 3 or 4 programs come calling, then they're going to leave. So it depends. So it just depends on your situation and your coaches. Like you gotta understand, because also it's some coaches that even though they've been at their school for 20 years and they might not have won that much, them 2 coaches that in that program, that defense coordinator, offense coordinator, been there the whole 20 years, that kind of thing. So it's just different for every situation. You got to really do your research and look at. And also, one thing too, you got to look at is when you do have a lot of people calling you. Is out like every school that offered me, I knew I was interested in going to. I had already watched 3 or 4 of their games, so I knew what kind of offense they ran. I knew what body type, offensive line they were looking for, that kind of thing. So you got to be real smart about it. Because you don't want to go there and get caught. Like me personally, I'm more of a downhill kind of guy. So you don't want to go somewhere and get caught in and it's a great offense, but like a Mississippi State offense is throwing the ball 70 times a game. That just wasn't best for me and to get where I wanted to go.
Right.
So and they gonna get good players and do that's great for that. My body type is not built for that. So that kind of thing. You just got to be smart about where you're going and just really do your research on the program and the people in that program.
People in that program. Yeah. I like that. So NIL is in, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of benefits of NIL in terms of making sure kids are okay, right? You know what I mean? Give me your input, man. You know what I mean? From a college kid standpoint of the not numbers, but you know what I'm saying, benefit of finally, you know, so you guys get taken care of.
Oh yeah, it's a blessing. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely a blessing, but you gotta be smart about it.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I got my first couple checks or whatever, and I ain't never seen money like that before.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen money like that close to that. I don't even know many people in my family seen money like that. So it's like you go out there and I was done with it. I bought a car and I got all these $1,000 pair of shoes and here and there and all this jewelry and all this stuff. But I kind of had learned. I messed up a lot of money, but I had learned from it, and I'm still straight. Like we're gonna be fine. But the thing is, and I'm also able to. Where the blessing comes in is where you able to take care of people that have taken care of you.
Take care of you.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I can make sure mama's straight. I can make sure my other cousin got stuff for Christmas. I can make sure granny and them got stuff. Just little stuff like that. It ain't even got to be no.
People taking crazy. Yeah.
People taking it now to the point where it's like, I'm trying to be rich right now. It ain't got to be that.
Right.
It ain't got to be that. It can just be, let me take care of what I need to take care of right now. Say you got an apartment in the place, take care of my apartment. Make sure mama got a car to drive, that kind of thing, So it just depends on how you do that.
So, but also, so let me ask you this though. So dealing with, you know what I'm saying, the NIL, man, like, now I don't know if you know anything about this, so, you know, what are they going to do about the NCAA, like the football games, or are they going to bring that type of stuff back?
They're going to bring it back. I don't know how they're going to do it the NIL-wise, though. I've heard rumors about, like, how they just give you the game and give you, like, $60 to have your name in, that kind of thing. So it all just depends on how they decide to play it out, but I'm excited for it to be back.
Right,
That was one
so
of
you
the
step on that thing,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Maybe I don't think I'll be able to be on it, but that was one of my biggest things coming up. I want to be on. I was going to be on Madden too. That's the
right.
NCAA was one of those things where it's like, I made it.
Yeah. So. But I'm gonna say something though. You know, it's about the NIL, man. When it comes to finances, you know what I'm saying. I think, and it may sound crazy, may not sound crazy. It's kind of for those who gonna mess up their money. Mess it up there early.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, but not good.
So you can learn how to. You know what I mean? It's good, not good, because I'm telling you, bro, when you get in your 30s and 40s, you don't want to learn then how to take care of money. So, but also, man, you know what I'm saying, what are they doing as far as making sure that you know what I'm saying, that you got people around you? Now, do they set something up where you got people around you to help guide you financially?
It depends on the program.
Depends on the program.
Some programs do. Luckily, both programs I've been in, Auburn and Florida State, both have people in place, lawyers and tax agents and that kind of thing that kind of help you and guide you along the way of just knowing you getting this much money, but you might want to set this aside just in case, so when they come calling and that kind of thing, or even how to work your taxes and that kind of thing. So, like I said, growing up, I didn't have no money to even worry about no taxes. So that kind of thing, just big about it. Like I said, I was blessed to be in 2 programs that kind of allowed us to have resources and people to call on when we needed help, that kind of
Right,
thing. So,
right.
yeah, I was really fortunate when it comes to that.
Yo, man, man, speaking of NIL, I saw you, in the Hooters, man. How did that come about, man? I saw my boy the Hooter commercial, man.
So they called me or emailed me or something, and they were just like, hey, man, we interested in you, and they're doing like this whole offensive line campaign.
Man.
And so I was like,
Give me the
y'all
wings,
paying me.
baby.
Y'all paying me
Yeah.
and free food.
Yeah, the
So,
wings. Hey, the buffalo shrimp. You get the buffalo shrimp?
yeah.
Come on, man.
They brought us out there when we took
Yeah.
the video, man.
Yeah.
I was like, and the crazy part about it was I had to weigh in the next day.
Oh, man.
So I couldn't even eat for real, man.
Yeah.
We were there skimping around, but they gave us like a week. Obviously, you can go out and eat whenever I want to. So,
Right.
So that's a big blessing too, because I can take people up there and feed them.
Oh,
so,
man, yeah.
yeah.
So this is what I'm saying, man. That's a good thing up in NIL, man. Again, man, it's not about, I'm trying to be rich.
Yeah.
Get everything here. But you can actually take care of some people.
Exactly.
And it ain't got to be on no major scale, but you
Exactly.
actually take care of people
Exactly.
or the lighten the load, man.
Yeah.
So that's good, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. Now, John, let me ask you something, man. So now when it's time to, time to suit up, Florida State, tomahawk chop.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh,
Yeah.
man.
It's gonna be crazy.
Oh my gosh, man!
It's gonna be crazy.
So have you ever went to some videos?
Yeah,
to get a
I
piece
told
of
you,
that thing?
I watched the Florida game. The Florida game was great. Luckily, I'm kind of every atmosphere is different in college football, but luckily I've been in a lot of big times.
Yeah.
So I kind of got my routine down now to how I take it all in for a second, look around, and then I kind of close my eyes, take my deep breath, might drop a tear or two, and just get out of there, man.
Right.
Just get out of there.
So let me ask you something though, man. So man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I played arena football, man. The most I played in front of probably 10,000 people. How does it feel?
Man, you can't
play in front of that 60, 70, 80, 90.
The thing is, man, you feel it, but you don't feel it. Like you see it, you feel it, but you don't see it though.
Yeah.
Like so when I'm on that field, like you can feel it. Like this one of those times right here where it's like we go to Penn State last year, even the Iron Bowl this year, first drive of the game, man, they clapping. We can't hear nothing.
Can't hear a word.
We can't hear nothing, man. So it's like you feel them there and you feel the atmosphere, but it's like you can't really.
Yeah.
You can't really, like, you just playing ball at that point. That's why it kind of come with the time though, come with the experience, and I've been in a lot of big time atmosphere, so I can kind of calm myself down and that kind of thing. But really, the only thing that really bothers me is the noise. That's the only thing because you gotta communicate so well at the offensive line level. So it's just big that you got a real deal. Like I gotta tell him where we going. We got a spot here. We gotta even the cadences, that kind of thing. That's the only part that really bothers me. The rest of it is just like, nah. I mean, it kind of is what it is. It comes with it. And like if you at home, like Texas A&M this year, you can feel like we got to, like sometimes he's like, okay, we got to get this, like we got to figure this out,
right?
Kind of thing.
So, right.
It'll weigh on you, but it's also like when you go to away teams, like if you winning up there, nobody really care. But when they say it's like right there on the edge, they get a pick or something. Oh yeah,
showtime.
It's over with now.
Showtime.
They finna get crunked.
So, ooh, let's go. So Jones, everybody always talk about, I want to go to Division I. I want to go Division I. Man, what does it take to go to Division I, man?
Man, me personally, I was blessed to be 6'4", 330 pounds. So that definitely helped me out a little bit.
Open the doors a little bit. Yeah.
They gave me a little bit of leeway, but people took a chance on me early, and that's what kind of. But if I hadn't started working the way I did, it wouldn't have lasted long. That's what I did realize early. So I got a lot of opportunities to play in college football at an early age, probably 14, 15 years old. So, and I wasn't doing very good. My freshman year, I didn't have a good season. I wasn't where I thought I was supposed to be. I wasn't this dominant player like I thought. Even my sophomore year, I wasn't really doing that, go crazy like that.
Yeah.
So you kind of you get in that thing, you get comfortable, and you just like. And Coach Wiggins sat me down in high school, and he was like, "KJ, look, you're good at high school level, but." Right. If you work like you keep working right now, and you get to the college level, you're gonna be back in the game before you know it. So
shout out to Coach Wiggins for dropping them dimes, baby.
Yeah, Coach Wiggins is a real one. He not scared to tell you how it is.
Yeah.
And he'll even tell you he'll be like, you too heavy right now. You all kind of stuff. And people in high school scared to tell you that a lot. So Coach Wiggins, I mean, we had a great relationship too. So he kind of knew he can come to me and be straightforward with me. So Coach Wiggins is the real one, man. He sat me down, looked me in my face, and even my senior year going into college, I wasn't really working out like that. And he was like, KJ, if you go in there and not work out, because I work at Dairy Queen, if you go in there and you don't work out for 6 months, you're going to you're going to have a very, 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 and people don't understand that those first 2 weeks of your college career can determine how the rest of them go.
That's it.
If you just like, oh no, I can't do this. The whole rest of your career, you're gonna be thinking, I can't do it.
Yo, I don't know if you remember, dog. I told you, man, when you was ready to go. and you about to be a freshman at Auburn, man, and using obviously going to Auburn, and we were talking about conditioning.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's gonna be over when it's over.
That's it, big dog. I
over.
tell everybody that to this day, and I always talk about. I said, man, I told John he was going. I said, John, one thing about conditioning. I said, going to college, man, and just how I feel.
Yeah.
Lifting weights, everybody can do it.
Anybody can do it.
Conditioning is the thing.
That's it, right?
But I say one thing about it is when it's over, it's over. Did it cross your mind, man?
Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time. Tell you, that got me through a lot of them. Like, I'm thinking, I go from thinking, bro, we got 2 left to thinking, okay, we only got 2 more, then we done.
Right.
2 more, then I'm in the bed. 2 more, then I can do this. So
Right.
I found some kind of way to make it sound sweet in my head. I'd be like, okay, we might be running 20 of them, but after them 20, I can get in the bed.
I get in the bed.
Back in the bed.
Yeah.
So I just,
when it's over, it's over.
It sucks, but you gotta figure out. You got to the way it's so hard. And the work is so hard at that level that you gotta trick yourself. You literally have to, or you just won't make it. Like if you go out there and you just. And I have my days too. Everybody who know me know I have my days, especially up there on them decks. I used to be one.
I heard about them things, boy.
Them things was some
I heard about them things.
Oh yeah, them. Yeah. Scar. I'm talking about the night before. I'm up.
Wake up like that. Right.
I'm up 4 o'clock in the morning. We gotta be up at 5. I can't sleep.
Right.
I ain't been
thinking about them.
I can't. Well, it was something crazy. But you would go out there and it was like, I was scared of heights to begin with, so that was already. But I kind of got over that part because he really didn't give you a choice.
Right.
So you go out there, and he just like, bro, there's no way it's just getting harder. Like,
dang, how can it get harder?
How can it keep getting harder?
Right.
I don't understand how it's still getting harder, but it was crazy though. Like one time we had to run 11, had an off week, came back and ran 11 again. And that second 11, I thought I was gonna actually like just fall out of
game over.
You know, over. Like,
right.
Call mama, make sure like, she good.
Mom.
Like,
right, I love you, mama.
Like, I'm like, bro, I can't do it, bro.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
So okay, now talk about this, man. Talk about like being a student athlete, you know, at a Division I program. Talk about the structure of that.
Well, at a program like Auburn, we had a lot of help. We had a lot of people helping us, especially at a younger age, to kind of get your schedule together.
Yeah, navigate a little bit.
Yeah, and allow you. You're gonna mess up a little bit, but they give you. They understood that. They understood that you were gonna mess up a little bit. As long as you work with them, and they understood that you kind of work with them, that you'll be fine. But they had people that kind of set up here. They had a great system up at Auburn. They had such a class schedule. They already know your workout schedule, and they have based like tutors and strategies and all that kind of around that. So you really didn't have to. If I call either Jerry or Miss Courtney, who was down there at Auburn, I appreciate them to death, but if you call one of them, I'd be like, hey, I need a tutor in, say, math. They'd be like, okay. They'd literally go into your schedule and be like, okay, so you have 9 o'clock open and 6 p.m. open. Which one would you rather do? And they'd just kind of, they set it there, and you like, you want to do 1 time a week, 2 times a week, 3 times. They'll kind of go with you.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. Places, now I do know every program. Like I said, I was very fortunate to be at a place like Auburn that had a lot of resources and a lot of people there that kind of loved us and that kind of thing. So they wanted to see us do good, so they helped us out a lot. So that was a big blessing there. But every program I like that too, so it just depends.
What's up about to say, so we're talking about the Power 5 and things like that and resources, man. Can't compete with that, huh?
You can't. You really can't. That's the thing.
Yo, because I went to HBCU. I did, dog. Shout out to Savannah State.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with no resources, my boy.
You can't.
There wasn't no resources, man. There wasn't no resources, man. I mean, from you being, you know what I'm saying, with the Power 5s, man, what's the difference?
Man.
I mean, how are there resources there and not?
I just feel like because a lot of it is that, like, we got so many people pouring money into our program.
Yeah.
So many people pouring money that want us. And I'm not saying HBCUs don't have
I'm with you.
Good, but we got people putting back $100 million, all kind, just to put in Auburn football or even Auburn athletics in general, Auburn University or Florida State or whoever the case may be. But at that level, it's such a big deal that they know that they physically can't compete if we don't have the best $90 million facility,
right?
Which is going to be the best facility in the country for 2 days until
we
build a new one. So it just depends on that kind of thing, and like I said, it's just people pouring into you just so much, and it's like that everywhere, and well, not everywhere, but at that Power 5 level, it's so because the people and even we'd go play against HBCUs, and you'd be like, but they got good players, but you could just tell either their body not built right, or you can tell they haven't been worked out the right way, or they haven't ate right. Even if they're working out hard,
the food ain't matching.
Exactly. If you're not feeding them how it is, the work kind of go to the end. So it just kind of it plays itself out to where we not just way more talented than they are. We just got workouts that are playing around our meals. Our meals are playing around our workouts. So everything kind of lines up to even you take this kid over here who might be just as good as I am, but I get worked out 4 times a day, and I got a nutritionist who make my plate for me, and I can come back in and get all this extra work in. These people get paid all this money to do all this kind of stuff.
That's a difference.
It's just a different breed. Like people don't really understand the amount of money that is in a college football program, especially at that level. SEC program, ACC to Power Fives, it's crazy.
Crazy
it's
money.
Crazy money.
Crazy money.
So anything you need, they can get it.
Right. So okay. So give me a typical, typical day. So I know it probably where it may be almost parallel at Florida State, but give me a typical day, man, on how they take care of y'all food wise.
Food wise, I mean, we got a thing called Wellness Kitchen.
Okay.
And you get 15, something like that. I don't know how many. I don't want to say exactly. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Right. No, I'm with you.
So you get like this amount of swipes, however many it is per week, and you go in there, and it's the Wellness Kitchen. Is literally in between our dorms right here, where the dorm was right here. Football facility is right here. Wellness is right here. So on your way to the football facility, you can stop in there and get food anytime you want. And the meals were matched up. We had say it's in season, and we got Tuesday, which is a hard day of practice. The meals were based on how hard practice was that day. And they have a plate up there built already of what they got in there, and be like, okay, this is what you need to eat today. Like you didn't have to think about that.
I'm gonna tell you something. When I was playing ball at Savannah State, that did not happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm out to eat hamburger, noodles. You know what I mean? Them frozen pizzas.
Yeah. Oh no. See that.
None of that.
Ain't none of that. Because everything, even if the thing about it is too, like say if you don't have exactly what you want, and I'm a picky guy. If you don't have exactly what you want in that dining hall, we got this thing called Red Card. That put you load you this money on this thing called Red Card, and you can go they'll pick out some food, some places on there you can eat, and you can go get food from there. Or if that don't work, we got all the food, all the sandwiches you can think of, all the Uncrustables, snacks, granola bars, all that in the locker room at your dispense. Like in there 24/7, locker room always open. So
crazy,
you can always,
dog.
you should never, if you hungry at a program like that, then that's on you.
It's
like,
on
you.
you.
Just being lazy. That's all it is. You can always eat. Because you can take to-go boxes from Wellness and eat them later on.
Right.
So it just depends.
Right. So Big Dog, you know what I'm saying? At the end of every show, man, I always give the people the opportunity to say something positive to the viewer, to the listeners, man. You know what I mean? Give it to them, man. Look at that camera and give it to them, my boy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. All I say is just be you. That's kind of one of the things I'm proudest of in my life. I done accomplished a lot of stuff. I done a lot of, not bad things, but I done messed up a lot of stuff too. And I kind of pride myself on always being that kid that I was. And I've grown up, obviously, but being that kid that I was back in the day and just allowing me to be myself. And I put myself around people that allowed me to do that too. My mama, my coaches like Coach Kane, and his coaches I was around myself with at college, and people too, so they allowed me to be myself and wanted me to be myself, that kind of thing. So I just say be you and pay it back. Take care of the people that took care of you, whether that's coaches, whether that's a coach that poured into you, that got a kid now that might need a little help, need a little pushing along. Just pay it back, man. It don't take much to just, even I'm not a very vocal guy, and we got some stuff going on now we're working on that where I just want kids to kind of see me work and see how I work. And I might not say much to you or that kind of thing, but at least you can be like, oh, he at that level, and this is how he doing it.
Yeah.
Because even when a little kid in there, I might work a little bit harder just because he in there.
Because you know he watching.
He watching me.
Yeah.
And the other day we was in there and I walked and I saw somebody walk because I was walking. I'm like, okay, bet that's on me, so I'll take that L. But it won't happen again. Or just, like I said, just pay it back, whether it be monetary or action based or just educating somebody about a mistake you made and don't allow them to make the same mistake. Just pay it back and kind of and people that took care of you, even not the exact person. If you see somebody in your situation that you was in and you don't want them to go through what you went through, just pull them to the side and tell them if they don't want to listen, hey, I tried. But you can kind of you did your part and you told them. So just take care of your business, be you, and pay it back, man.
I love every bit of that, Joe. And also, let me say something too, man. You know what I mean? 'Cause you're doing a great job of that in the weight room now with the guys coming in, man. You really, pouring into them, man. So keep doing that type of stuff. You already know, man, but keep doing that stuff, man. And keep impacting the nation, my boy.
For sure.
You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, man, y'all know what it is, baby. Zip them up.